Alright, in this video, we are going to go over navigating MarketLens. Let's start on the Market Navigator. Right along the top, you have the different components, starting with the buy switch, the restraint rule, exposure level, exposure count, distribution days, and power trend. Below that, we have the current day of the rally, the date when the rally started, and then the distance from the 21 EMA and 50 SMA. Now looking at the chart, it's a basic candlestick chart with volume, the 21 EMA, and then the 50 and 200 SMAs. Day one of the rally is marked on the chart with this dashed vertical line, and anytime there has been a buy or sell signal, it is marked on the chart with the circles near the bottom. If you click on any of the bars, a pop-up will appear with data for that bar and any signals that happened on that day. To close the pop-up, you just click on the same bar. If I click on a different bar, the data will switch to that bar. Underneath the chart, we can see the most recent signals and a list of active distribution days. We currently have none though, so there's none showing. And then we have a full signal history and the signal reference guide, along with the volatility adjusted follow-through day requirements. Lastly, back up at the top, this is where you can switch to the different indexes. Next up, we have the breadth page. Right along the top is where you can select which metrics you want to see. If I click on any of the blue titles, it will turn that metric off. On all of the charts on this page, if you hover your mouse over a date, you will see the data for that day. All of the charts also have the ability to show just NYSE data, NASDAQ data, or all, and the ability to mark key levels. If you don't get the level drawn exactly where you want it, you can edit it by clicking into the level box and typing the level you want. You can also control the zoom and date range for the data you are viewing by using the scroller along the bottom of the charts. You can also view all of the data underneath a stock chart by hitting the View in Chart button. This pulls up a chart of the QQQ by default and allows you to add the different breadth metrics below it. One thing to note is that the percentage of stocks above moving averages, stage 2, uptrend percent, and up volume percent will all show on the same pane since they are all scaled 0 to 100%. On the percentage of stocks above moving averages, you can select which moving average you want to see data for, or even see multiple moving averages data at the same time. Down on the net highs and lows, one of my favorite features is the ability to click on any of the bars and pull up the list of stocks that made new highs and lows that day. From there, I can click on any symbol to pull up a chart and flip through the whole list by hitting spacebar or using the arrows along the top. The charts themselves are simple, some basic drawing tools, different time frames, chart type, and then basic indicators. With the drawings, you can simply click on it and the settings box will appear for that drawing. You can also right-click to see the settings or delete the drawing. If you need to reset your chart view, you can right-click and hit Reset Chart View. Along the top of the chart, we have a data bar for the current symbol, and then different tabs to see earnings and sales data, fund ownership, and the RS rating history. Moving on to the sentiment page, this one is pretty straightforward. Just a simple graphic showing the current score and then the data for each individual component of the score. Now, let's jump into the industry groups. On top, we have some basic information, the date the rankings were updated, the total number of industry groups, and then the top and bottom group. Looking at the rankings themselves, the default sort is by rank number. However, you can change the sort to be from any of the columns. By default, the columns you see are the rank of that rows group that many periods ago. So for example, aluminum is the number 1 group now, but it was also the number 1 group 1 day ago, 1 week ago, 1 month ago, and 3 months ago. 6 months ago, it was ranked 19th, and 1 year ago, it was 138. From there, the stage 2% column shows the percentage of stocks within that industry group that are in a stage 2 uptrend. There are also a handful of other columns you can choose to see by clicking the columns button. Right on top, there are 2 search boxes, one for industry group and one for any stock. If you click into any of the industry groups, you'll bring up the industry group pop-up. Here we have the industry group's RS rating, a chart of the industry group itself with the 21 and 50-day moving averages, and then return and breadth metrics for the group. Along the top, we have 2 other tabs, one for the rank history of the group, and the second, the list of stocks in the group. The default sort is the RS rating. However, you can again sort by any of the columns, and choose which columns to see by hitting the column button. From this list, you can also flag stocks and open up the charts again by clicking on any symbol. Next up, we have the screener. Along the top, we have different categories with different filters within. Some of the filters, such as the MAATR dropdown, allow you to add multiple conditions by click the Add Condition button, while others like the Gaps filter have simple on or off criteria. Once you have filters selected that you are happy with, you can save the scan into your presets by hitting Save Current. Just give it a name and press save. Now that screen will be loaded up in one click by selecting it from the presets dropdown. If you want to make changes to a preset, you can hit the update icon next to its name and then save it again by hitting update. You can also clear all the filters by hitting the Clear All button. Now on to the results. You are able to choose which columns you'd like to see by hitting the Columns button, and also able to sort by any column. When it comes to sorting, MarketLens allows you to have a primary and secondary sort. So for example, if I want my primary sort to be by industry rank, I can either right-click on the column I want or hit the little lock icon. That locks in the primary sort. From there, I can then sort based on any of the other columns, like RS, by just clicking normally. From the results, you can flag symbols or open up charts by clicking on any symbol. You can also open up the industry group pop-ups by clicking on the industry group. And lastly, my favorite feature from the screener is the Copy Symbols button. This gives you a comma-separated list of all the symbols in the results. Last up are the calendars. First, we have the earnings calendar. This will show any stock in the database that is reporting earnings this week, along with estimates for earnings and revenue. The next day's reports are always at the top, and if you scroll down, you can see reports from earlier in the week, along with the reported numbers, surprises, and year-over-year growth rates. Switching over to the economic calendar, this will list out any medium or high impact reports for the week, along with their estimates and previous period's results. After the new data is released, the actual results get posted as well.